Joe and I gave ourselves the keys to the Seattle Mariners for the 2023 trade deadline. In this video, we're going to be going over the trades that we would make if we were the general managers for the Seattle Mariners, and we have not told each other what our trades are going to be. Now, we're basing this solely off of what Jerry Dipoto said when he was on a radio show the other day, saying the Mariners are kind of going to toe the line between buying and selling. We both have 3 trades to talk about here, and we'll give you the lineups and how this affects the future of the Mariners at the end of this video. Joe, kick us off.
Yeah, you're saying that we're listening to what Jerry Dipoto said. I'm the master. Okay, I'm the captain now. I've got the keys. And in my first trade, gonna be a crazy one, a doozy. I'm trading for Mark Canha, like everybody else is. The Mets are gonna get Axel Sanchez, Seattle's number 13 overall prospect. Ty Adcock, right-handed pitcher, obviously, 29th overall prospect, and then Diego Castillo. For Mark
Interesting.
Canha.
So, believe it or not, wait, hold on. Is there any money changing hands in that deal?
Bro, I didn't do any money changing. I don't know how that works.
Interesting. Okay, so for me, I am also acquiring Mark Canha in my first trade, which is really funny. But I am sending them Zach DeLoach and Juan Ten in that deal.
A little bit different of value there.
But we're also taking on all of his contract.
Got it.
I think that because the Mariners are and obviously money doesn't matter to the New York Mets. Steve Cohen is literally made of it. He poops pennies. And I think that it probably, I might be undervaluing Mark Canha a little bit because in the end, again, they don't care about the contract, and he would be the starting left fielder for the Mariners until, of course, Kelenic comes back. Then you could see a bit of a platoon, but honestly, Mark Canha could be the guy over there in left field. I am probably undervaluing him, although I am not willing to give up even Axel Sanchez for Mark Canha.
Not even nothing near the like 15 over like around prospect area.
I mean, I'm not sure where DeLoach and 10 are ranked.
DeLoach is like 24th or 5th, and then Juan 10 is like the 21st prospect.
Yeah, I don't think I'm giving you anything in my top 20 for Mark Canha. Albeit you do get the extra year of Mark Canha. You get him in all of 2024, and the Mariners would of course pick up that option.
Yeah.
Given the fact that there's a chance, just a slim chance they wouldn't pick up the option, I don't know. I don't know if I love it. So, okay. Yeah, I'm not giving you anything inside the top 20 for Mark Canha. So, but again, we're also taking on all of that contract. I could see in your situation for your deal, if the Mariners were getting some money with Mark Canha to get a few better prospects, I could definitely see that.
I think also, are you banking on the fact that Kelenic's coming back?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, like in September, like mid-September.
Yeah, I feel like either he's going to be shut down to the playoffs or, like you're saying, early September. This trade is centered around the fact that we need a left fielder now. So that's why it might be an overpay, but we're not going to do anything with Axel Sanchez and Ty Adcock the rest of the year. So,
all right. So everybody knows that thus far this trade season, Brendan Donovan has been my guy. But the Mariners in this trade are also acquiring Jack Flaherty and Jordan Hicks.
Okay.
So two guys that will be free agents at the end of this year. But again, you're buying, but you're going to be sending Brian Wu, Emerson Hancock, as well as Ty Adcock and Ashton Izzy. You are sending 4 pitchers back to the St. Louis Cardinals, and you're going to be DFAing Colton Wong, of course. You're going to DFA Adam Aller, who's on the 40-man right now. And then you would option Isaiah Campbell.
Okay.
So that's what we're working with. So 4 for the price of 3. 2 guys that are going to be free agents at the end of the year. Again, the Mariners take on, I don't really know if the Cardinals care about the contracts. It's not like Flaherty and Hicks are making all that much money. Sure. But you're taking on both contracts for them. Okay. So what do you think?
So Brian Wu, who was the second guy?
Emerson Hancock.
And Ashton Izzy. And then...
And Ty Adcock.
Okay. I could see it. I think since Flaherty and Hicks aren't like club controllable, right? That is a big stipulating factor in that deal. I probably wouldn't want to go much more than what you've proposed based around those, like the added parts onto Donovan. And I think all 3 of those pieces can fit within the Mariners like roster scheme, if you will.
One way or another, you're going to have to find someone to replace Brian Wu, whether you trade him or whether you bring him back. And I think that it makes sense for like a Jack Flaherty or Jordan Montgomery. And then Hicks will make more sense towards the end of this video.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get a little crazy here for a second, so let me cook for a second. We've got a 3-team trade. A 3-team trade between the Seattle Mariners, the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Colorado Rockies.
Interesting. Okay.
The Rays are after a catcher, and I'm not willing to part with Tom Murphy. So the Rays are acquiring National League All-Star MVP Elias Diaz from the Rockies. In this trade, Tampa Bay is sending their number 5 left-handed pitcher in their system, Mason Montgomery. Dominic Keegan, number 24 overall prospect for them. He's a catcher. In order to acquire him, where Seattle comes into play here, Tampa Bay is sending us Jonathan Aranda. We are acquiring him to be our second baseman since he is blocked by a bunch of major league guys that are performing. And in this, Tampa Bay from the Mariners are getting Jonathan Clase, Juan Ten, and Justin Topa. You get major league arms, a little bit of club control there with 10, and then an outfielder to come in when Jose Siri is not performing at his peak or Randy Arozarena decides to walk. How Colorado fits into this is that we are acquiring Michael Tolea and Connor Siebold. Recently moved to the bullpen, Connor Siebold. He hasn't been good in Colorado, but he's a pitcher, so no pitcher is going to be good in Colorado. To help sweeten this deal, to allow us to get Jonathan Aranda, which I think is kind of on the, a little bit of a discount from the Rays, in my opinion. If I'm looking at his value and what other teams might be able to pay for it. Clase, I don't know how he fits in the Mariners' scheme necessarily, and I think he might just be kind of stuck behind guys. So, going to Colorado from Seattle, I am trading them Emerson Hancock, rip our boy. Gene Munoz, our number 23 overall, another pitcher, he's in rookie ball, and then Cooper Hummel, who's going to go there and just hit nukes. Like Nolan Jones, okay? So, Jonathan Aranda, Michael Tolea, Connor Siebold to Seattle, Elias Diaz, Jonathan Clase, Juan Ten, Justin Topa to Tampa Bay, Colorado, Mason Montgomery, Dominic Keegan, Emerson Hancock, and Gene.
Interesting. Okay, so
a lot of moving parts.
Siebold, is he in the bullpen
yes.
right away when he comes to Seattle?
Yes.
Okay, and then Aranda, you're putting immediately at second?
Yes.
I would assume you're DFAing Wong
at this there. Point. Yeah, Wong's DFA. Okay.
And then Tolea, where are you putting him?
Tolea is our backup first base. He can play a corner outfield. He will be on our bench because Pollock is not going to be, obviously, he's going to be gone. I don't think when he comes back from injury, I feel like and then Marlowe gets optioned, Trammell just gets sent back down.
Interesting. Okay. I like it. I think it's, you're adding for the future with Tolea, I think is a good plan. Mm-hmm. Siebold, I'd be interested to see him out of Colorado. I don't know. I like Siebold, but
no, it is just an arm to eat innings.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting. And then, like you said, the Rays desperately need a catcher ever since Francisco Mejia. What did he do? He tore his MCL or something like that?
I'm not sure. He's just on the IL.
Yeah, I think he's out for the year. So
yeah, and Christian Bethancourt's not going to be able to hold it down the entire time.
Yeah, and Rene Rivera. Yeah, Christian Bethancourt and Rene Rivera.
What a tandem. Ooh.
Yep. Okay, well, if we're going snake draft, that means you're on to number 3.
And in this trade, we've got another 3-team trade. We're acquiring another pitcher in this trade, but we're not trading Brian Wu throughout all this, so we get to retain Wu. And we just get to send him down and save him for the playoffs should we make it there. This trade involves the Seattle Mariners, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Oakland Athletics. To the Dodgers, we are sending Gabe Spire. And the Dodgers are acquiring Brent Rooker from the Oakland Athletics.
Are the Mariners getting Paul Blackburn?
No. The Mariners are getting J.P. Sears. And Logan Warner, a number 25 overall prospect from the Dodgers. He is a third baseman. Oakland is getting River Ryan, the number 11 prospect in the Dodgers system, Justin Robleski, number 28, and then Roberto Perez, number 19 in the Mariners system. So this Sears-Siebold thing is just to fill out the 5th spot and a reliever role, essentially. Because I've traded Juan Ten. I've traded guys like Ty Adcock, Justin Topa, Gabe Spire. Need some guys that are ready to eat.
Okay. Interesting. So the Dodgers in that scenario, they were getting just
Spire,
Rooker?
and
Spire. Rooker and Spire. Interesting. Yes. Oh, okay. I don't I don't dislike that.
JP
I think that's
Sears,
creative.
he's got control until 2029. So whether or not he stays with the system for the foreseeable future, or he just ends up being traded later to a team that actually needs the pitching depth. This is more so just for like this year and the next year and a half, while we're still figuring out what's wrong with Marco, because we haven't heard anything in a long time. I feel like Robbie Ray, who won't be back until All-Star break next year, and then obviously Wu needs to slow down on his innings this year. He'll get the Yuri Perez treatment and get sent down.
I'm gonna take us off the off the rails a little bit here with my third trade. The Mariners are meeting up with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh boy.
And as I'm saying this, the Diamondbacks, Gabriel Moreno just got put on the 10-day IL. So, and they need a catcher. Anyway, to the Tampa Bay Rays, I am trading Tom Murphy, Gabe Spire, and Paul Sewald.
Oh, Lord.
Plus $4 million. In return, the Seattle Mariners are acquiring Jonathan Aranda. They're also acquiring outfielder / first baseman Luke Raley, lefty. Also, they are getting the Rays' number 3 prospect in Curtis Mead. He's a guy that's going to be blocked at the major league level, just like Aranda was. And then they're getting the Rays' number 23 prospect Cooper Kinney as well. He's a second baseman. So, in that deal, you are getting 3 second basemen. One of them has to work. Plain and simple. And You already have Donovan. I'm going heavy on fixing second base because that is the black hole for the Mariners, and it has been for years.
You said I will not allow this to continue. Fine, I'll do it myself.
That's right. I'm like freaking Thanos. Fine, I'll do it myself. Grabbing the Infinity Gauntlet.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
In this deal, I'm recalling Brian O'Keefe to be the backup catcher for Cal Raleigh. Now, this definitely makes the catching position for the Mariners very weak because Cal has not been very good, but he has looked like he's been turning it around a little bit. I think he's put up a lot better at bats. There's also guys on the free agent market. Hell, go get Mike Zunino as a backup. Sure. I don't care. You are recalling Riley O'Brien, putting him in the bullpen, and then you are sending Curtis Mead to AAA so he can cook down there in Tacoma at second base.
So for Tampa Bay, where does that put them? Are they moving Diaz over to the first? Or are they calling up Kyle Manzardo?
I think Diaz would be at first, but yeah, Manzardo's a guy that, first base prospect, he's like what, number 4 for them? I think
he's
4th overall. Is he 6? So it's
kind
of unblocks him a little bit. Of course, that's the other thing is if they don't want to trade Raley, then they better trade Diaz, because we know that the Tampa Bay Rays don't want to pay his contract. They don't. He's making like $12 million a year. They don't want to pay that. They're the Tampa Bay Rays. So that's why we sent them money as well. Basically, the money we send them kind of offsets it. It basically cleans out the rest of Tom Murphy's contract.
Sure.
And then you're also paying, I think, this year and half of next year of Paul Sewald's contract. So they're getting both of them. And I think that they just have so many infielders. They have 1,000 of them. They're a dime a dozen over there. And so we're taking some from them. And they have Yandy Diaz over there. Of course, they have like Brandon Lau.
He's Lau.
Low. He's on the down Lau.
Nice.
And yeah.
And Taylor Walls, Isaac Paredes. Sure. Where does Aranda fit on the Mariners then for you?
Bench bat. He replaces Jose Caballero on my bench.
And Caballero optioned. Interesting. Okay, so with those, then what's your lineup, I guess, looking like then, top to bottom?
I struggled a little bit with my lineup. I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm still not perfectly happy with it because as of right now, I have Ty France hitting 9th.
Interesting. Okay,
so I think I'm going to change that.
Sure,
but
you're more than welcome to do that.
Right now, the lineup is as such: J.P. Crawford still leading off. Brennan Donovan batting 2.
Okay.
Then Julio batting 3 in center field. Donovan was at second, of course. Teo can then DH for you. Cal Raleigh is obviously your catcher. Then in the 6th spot, I have Gino Suarez at third base. In the 7th spot, I have Luke Raley in right field. In the 8th spot, I have Mark Canna in left field. And in the 9th spot at the moment, I have Ty France at first base. This leaves your bench as backup catcher Brian O'Keefe, second baseman Jonathan Aranda, utility man Dylan Moore, and then I am split between Mike Ford
Yeah.
or Cade Marlowe on your bench. The thing is,
Mike Ford.
You have Luke Raley, who's already a backup first baseman if you need him. You can move Teo to the outfield, put Raley at first if France gets hurt.
I would honestly say with your composition, keeping Teo in the outfield might be necessary. I don't think Raley should be out there if Teo's on the roster. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree with that. I mean, Raley's not a great defensive outfielder by any means, but Teo.
It gets Teo a day off his feet.
Yeah. So Raley's a guy that you can move around. Of course, then you could put Dylan Moore out in left field with Mark Canha if you have to every once in a while to get Canha DH day or something like that. It adds a lot of versatility, and again, Aranda can probably move around the infield a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So I went heavy. I am not giving up Paul Sewald unless you are paying 25 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
You're paying more. You're $1.25 for Paul Sewald in that situation.
Because it's time for Paul Sewald to pitch. Okay.
It's time for Paul Sewald to pitch.
That for the Tampa Bay Rays, which is ironic because that's the meme that Kevin Cash is all mad about.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So obviously we still have the bullpen and the rotation to talk about, but let's talk about your lineup really quick.
It's not as extravagant as yours because you acquired.
I went weird.
Yeah. So JP leading off, Julio batting second, Gino or Teo batting third, the other one batting fourth, Cal batting fifth. I still have Mike Ford as the DH batting sixth. I have Ty batting seventh, Jonathan Aranda batting eighth, then Mark Canha batting ninth. So I don't think Canha's necessarily the 9-hole hitter, but again it's the same issue with you with Ty. I can move Canha up 8 and then Aranda down at 9 by the back and forth lefty righty. Bench, I still retain Tom Murphy, so the catching duo is still there. I have Dylan Moore, I have Michael Tolea, and then I have Caballero still as my second baseman, my infielder guy to move around. Tolea can play first and also can play a corner outfield spot if need be. Moore's the utility guy, and then obviously I'm DFAing Wong. And then I will DFA Pollock if he were to return. He's just going to be on the injured list. He's going to be the phantom IL for the rest of the year, in my opinion.
That's fair. Okay, so I agree that Aranda would probably be the 9-hole hitter there. Yeah, you acquired a lot of prospects, right?
Not really.
No.
I acquired more so guys that are younger with more club control, Aranda, Tolea, and JP Sears. They're not necessarily prospects, but they're guys with club control.
Right. Okay. So then we move on over to your rotation. What's it looking like?
So Castillo, Kirby, Gilbert, and then Miller, and then it's Sears/Siebold. Siebold just got moved to the bullpen in Colorado. I assume that's probably something that if we were to acquire him, he would transition still into a bullpen role here and could do a spot start if need be, and Sears could just be the 5. And then I have Wu going down until further notice if we need playoffs and injury or anything like that. That way his innings do not get in the way, I guess, of his fatigue. Because we all know it's coming. The innings limit, the whatever. Even though Scott sent him back out for the 7th inning in the final game against the Blue Jays for whatever reason. But yeah, that is my rotation.
Okay, I have the same rotation except I have Jack Flaherty in the 5 spot.
Yeah.
This is, of course, assuming that either Marco is ready by 2024, or the Mariners could, of course, go out and acquire someone during the offseason this year as well to fill in that spot, and then Robbie Ray coming back eventually. So Jack Flaherty, he's going to be a free agent, but he's my number 5 right now. Then the bullpen is Devin Sweet, Riley O'Brien, Isaiah Campbell. Those are kind of the 3 guys in there.
Sure.
And then you have Taylor Saucedo, Justin Topa, Matt Brash, Jordan Hicks, and Andres Munoz in my bullpen.
Yeah, so you acquired Hicks to kind of allow another leverage reliever in there because you were trading Paul Sewald, which makes sense. Because if you lose Sewald, you need another leverage guy to come in. It's also nice that you retain Topa, I think, for your bullpen composition. My bottom 3 are O'Brien, Festa, and Campbell. I'd say that they're really bad, but as far as bullpen arms go. And then Siebold or Sears, whoever one is not the 5th starter. I have Baroa in my bullpen, not Devin Sweet. And then Brash, Munoz, Sewald. I keep the 3-headed Hydra. I don't know. I didn't want to part ways. I might be too attached. I might not be up for the GM, President of Baseball Operations job, I might not have the heart in me. Or I guess
Yeah,
the lack thereof.
Trading Paul Sewald sucks. I absolutely adore Paul Sewald, and
Yeah.
I would be very sad to see him go. But it makes, I mean, for the betterment of the team, it does make sense, and his value is higher than it'll ever be right now.
True.
As for Tom Murphy, I think I'm in the same boat. But with that being said, I would have a heart to heart with Tom and say, listen, man, we would love to have you back next year.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
as of right now, and like Tom probably understands, right?
You'd hope.
Like, he's a free agent at the end of this year. I'd say, listen, man, we would love to have you back at the end of this year, but for the betterment of the team, we're gonna do this. If you could come back next year, so go be in a pennant race. Go be in a pennant race. We'd love to have you back in 2024. This will help our team for the future, and the team will be better if you come back. So, in the end, let's recap who all we picked up, starting with you.
Additions. We've got JP Sears and a third base prospect who won't probably crack our top 30 in Logan Warner. I get also Jonathan Aranda, a major league ready second baseman who's blocked Tampa Bay. Michael Tolea, who was blocked by CJ Crone, and Nolan Jones, who's smacking balls for them now. And then an extra arm in Connor Siebold to eat innings. And then starting left fielder for the Seattle Mariners for the second half of 2023 and into 2024, Mark Canha.
Okay. So for me, I acquired Brendan Donovan, Jack Flaherty, Jordan Hicks, as well as Jonathan Aranda, Luke Raley, Curtis Mead, and Cooper Kinney, and also Mark Canha.
You acquired 8. I acquired 5. No, 6.
Interesting.
You went crazy with the Rays, bro.
Yeah, the Rays, that was the trade that I was struggling with the most. In the comments down below, let us know which trade is your favorite, and if you think any of these trades are even possible, because we don't know. We're not GMs, but we played them on TV today. We appreciate you guys watching this one. We made another trade video. It's on the screen right now. I want you to check that one out next. Appreciate you guys watching this one, and go Mariners.